So the Imam alayhi salam goes to Kufa. Now there are interesting discussions here. You will find them, in a lot of circles being discussed online. In fact, people from other schools of thought, they commonly cite these hadiths, that when the Mahdi goes to Kufa, several thousand, some hadiths say 16,000 scholars will come out to fight him. And they will tell him, leave, O son of Fatima, we don't need you. The Imam will invite them to the path, they will resist, so the Imam will kill them. A lot of people use this hadith to say, see, it's the Shia scholars who live in Kufa, because Kufa is one of the suburbs of Najaf, same area. And that's where the headquarters of the seminary is in Iraq. So a lot of people today, you will find that they use these hadiths to say that the scholars, the Shia scholars specifically, will stand in the face of the Mahdi and he will basically kill maybe 16,000 of them according to one hadith. As an anecdote, one scholar says, I was traveling at an airport in one of the cities, let's not mention which city, it's in the Middle East. He says this young man, he did not look religious. He walked from, I was walking, he walked from behind me, he came, he embraced me, then he kissed me on my neck. He's like, I started laughing. I'm like, why'd you kiss me on my leg? He's like, I'm kissing the place where the blessed sword of the Mahdi is going to cut. Yes, there are people who have that attitude. So, what's up with these hadiths? What are they saying? So there's a hadith from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, in which he says, إِذَا قَامَ الْقَائِمُ عليه السلام سار إلى الكوفة. He will go to Kufa. فيخرج منها بضعة عشر ألف. Some 10,000 or so people will come out. يدعون البترية عليهم السلاح فيقولون له ارجع من حيث جئت فلا حاجة لنا في بني فاطمة. A group of people, let's say several thousand people, called the Batriya, they will be carrying weapons, they will come out and they tell him, leave. We don't want the children of Fatima to rule. فَيَضَعُ فِيهِمُ السَّيْفِ حَتَّى يَأْتِي عَلَى آخِرِهِمْ. Then he will get rid of them. Al-Shaykh al-Mufid mentions this hadith in his book Al-Irshad. There's another hadith by Abil Jarud in which he specifically states, this hadith is from the Imam Al-Baqer alayhi salam, he says, 16,000 من البترية. 16,000 from these Batris will emerge. قراء القرآن. They're excellent at reading the Quran. فقهاء في الدين. They're scholars in religion. قد قرحوا جباههم. You see the marks of sujood on their forehead. And he keeps describing them. They tell him, يا ابن فاطمة ارجع لا حاجة لنا فيك. So the Imam alayhi salam will basically kill them around the city of Najaf according to this hadith. A lot of people, especially those who are very critical of the Hawza and the Marja'iyya and scholars, will cite these hadiths. However, they have taken them out of context and they've misunderstood them. Either deliberately, because they have an agenda, or because it's out of ignorance. First of all, these hadiths clearly mention the word Batriya, a group of Batriya, not just any scholars. It's very specific in its words. Who are the Batriya? The Batriya historically were a branch of the Zaydis, the Shia Zaydis, who believed that the Imam, the true Imam, is the one who rises with the sword. So they recognize that Imam al-Hussein as an Imam. And then after Imam al-Hussein, after Imam Zayn al-Abidin, they followed Zayd, the son of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, because he did rise with the sword. Imam al-Baqir, Imam al-Sadiq, Imam al-Kadhim, they did not rise with the sword, so they don't recognize them as Imams. After Zayd, his son Yahya ibn Zayd, he is seen as the Imam. That's number one. So they don't believe in the 12 Imams. Number two, they recognized the legitimacy of the Khilafah of Umar and Abu Bakr. The Zaydiyas in this branch, because you have branches of Zaydiyas. Many Zaydis, even though they might be close to the Shias in some of their beliefs, But the Batris, they recognize that Umar and Abu Bakr are legitimate caliphs after the Prophet, because through Shura, it's possible to, choose a caliph. That's the meaning of Batris. So this hadith is very clear that these 16,000 scholars who will try to stop the Mahdi, they are not the Ithna Ashari scholars, the true pious scholars who have the correct aqidah. Whoever these guys are, they're deviants in their belief system. Either they recognize that those caliphs after the Prophet were legitimate caliphs, or they don't fully believe in the 12 Imams. And that's probably why they tell him, Irji' ya ibn Fatima, O son of Fatima, go, we don't recognize you. In our belief system, the Qa'im is probably someone else. So it's really unfair to take hadiths like this and try to apply it to the pious Shia scholars. There is absolutely no indication that the Ithna Ashari scholars are going to stand in the face of the Mahdi. The hadith is clearly mentioning a sect, a cult. Let's call them the Batriya, who, yes, they might appear religious and scholarly. Remember, the Imam says you could see the marks of sujood on their face. They know the Quran very well. They're scholars indeed, but they're deviants. So it's really unfair to try to apply that to the scholars, the Ithna Ashari scholars.
When you mentioned to them that this is specific to the Batriya, what is their response?
First of all, most of them haven't actually seen the text. Okay. All they've heard is the Mahdi will be encountered by 16,000 scholars, he'll kill them. That's all they know. Once you have an academic discussion, wait a minute, that's not the hadith. I mean, you're summarizing it in a misleading way. The hadith says Batris, then they can't really apply it to these Ithna Ashari scholars, because the Ithna Ashari scholars are not Batris. But by the way, this misconception that I shared with you is a misconception today that in Iran, in Iraq, it's widespread. Millions of people actually believe that the Mahdi is going to kill the Shia scholars. So this is why I shared it with you and how to counter, these kind of claims. Yes, this doesn't mean that every single Shia scholar is going to welcome the Mahdi. There are good scholars, there are bad scholars, there are righteous scholars, there are, scholars that may be on other worldly paths. There might be indications in our hadith that some scholars might tell the Mahdi, you know what, we can figure things out. We don't really need you. Why? Because they might feel threatened, their post is threatened, maybe the way that they're managing their lives, they're benefiting in a certain way. Maybe the Imam will disrupt that. It's going to be a new system. But to say that 16,000 are going to stand in his face and he's going to kill them, that's really unfair. These are Batris. Go look at all the sources. It's very clear. I mentioned for you two hadiths, and both of them mention Batris in them.